Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Are you ready
Ready for what?
to level up?
Okay, girl, let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
Hi, everyone. On today's episode, we'll be talking about how us women, and Alicia and I, we're needy and we know it.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like
um,
every time a man says, like, oh, like women are needy and blah, 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 as much as some women will be like, no, we're not, I want to be like, yeah, we mostly are. Like, we're needy. We need attention.
we definitely need attention, whether it be from friends or our hubbies or partners or boyfriends. We need attention. And you can be as independent as you want. You can be someone who works hard. You can be out there striving and thriving, but that doesn't mean you don't want a cuddle buddy at the end of the night, or you don't want that text message through the day to ask you how you're doing, or to share your news with someone and get that same reaction that you expect or want.
Yeah. And why do people see like neediness as such a bad thing? Okay. I have to admit, like, Alicia, there probably are women out there that are like, too needy. I think there might be a thing as too needy, which might like, go into cross that line into like now you're going into like crazy psycho needy. But everybody is needy. And like you said, like it's not necessarily always with one thing. Sometimes you just need a friend or your loved one. And me and Alicia were talking about this because like with Alicia's husband and my boyfriend, we're always needy and we're so open about it. We're like, listen, I'm a needy person. Okay. I need attention. I need you to tell me that you love me and you miss me and all this stuff. And I don't know why people see this as such a bad thing. Maybe it's the word like needy. It sounds bad.
It's like your vulnerability and your weakness. And I think that's what people see it as weakness, that you shouldn't need anyone else. But honestly, who doesn't need a helping hand sometimes?
Yeah.
Like, do you ever feel like, okay, when you're at the grocery store and you're like, you go in for one item, but then you end up thinking, okay, no, I need a couple more items. So you're like, wait, but I can make this and this for the rest of the week. So then you pick up more and you're like, oh, I didn't get a basket or a cart. Like, it's kind of like needing that extra hand to help you pick up some of the things you're picking up and then carry those bags into the house. Nope, I don't know about you, Raman, but one of my biggest pet peeves is I hate grocery shopping and then having no one to help me take the bags inside the house. I think it's the most
Oh,
loneliest thing in the world. I love
I'm just
grocery shopping.
picturing you like struggling carrying all these bags and just swearing and being like, where the fuck is my husband? Or I need help. I could
Literally.
just picture you right now.
And I have to give it to Amit. Amit's the one person that if I call and he's upstairs relaxing, whatever, he'll still come out of bed or he'll still come down and he'll still come help me bring all the groceries up. He always has and always will. And that's one thing.
100%.
Yeah, one thing I love, and that's what I mean, like in my needy level, your needy level can be like different. It could be in things that are just doing a daily task, or, I think emotional or communication, or like wanting to be held, that comfort feeling. And I think it really dives into like your love language. So, have you ever read that book, The Five Love Languages?
The five love languages. No, 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 I have not.
Okay, so
Why
there's
make
five.
why make love more complicated? One language is hard enough.
So there's five love languages
I feel
to
like
make
this
it more
probably
complicated.
has a deeper meaning to it. Go on, I want to know.
Okay, so basically, I read it a while back ago when I was still like, this was 10 years ago. This was before I met Amit. And I was like still trying to like understand myself and like how I want to be loved and how I should love others.
Hmm.
So one of them was, I believe, if I can remember, I think it was affirmation. And
Hmm.
affirmation is like, how you choose to like speak about your partner and how your partner speaks about you. So it's kind of like the things about yourself. So either your affirmation or it's like gift giving or it's like receiving gifts. And then there was the three other ones. I can't remember what they are. But those were the two that it said I was like most like because, and it's true. Hold on. You know what? Let me find it. I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. 1 second.
Tell
Okay,
me,
here
tell
it
me.
is. Okay, words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service. So it's kind of like how to communicate and actions to take to achieve that. So let's say, for example, words of affirmation. And I feel like you are words of affirmation and probably physical touch. And tell me if I'm wrong.
No, no, not
Aff-
wrong at all. Although I do like the gifts and everything else as well.
So, words of affirmation is encourage, affirm, appreciate, empathize, and listen actively. And I know you're someone who really appreciates someone who can listen to you when you talk, whether it be with your partner or through your friendships, because you've mentioned that a couple of times. You like
Hmm.
to you like people to listen, but also give you good feedback, not just like yeah, yeah, okay, or brush you off. I know that's one of your pet peeves.
Hmm.
And then physical touch, nonverbal, use body language and touch to express love. And I know we're both very much like that. Hugs are everything. So during COVID, that was like the hardest thing for us is not to hug people we love and care about and seeing each other to greet. Because you and I, we greet each other with hugs. We greet our partners. We greet our friends. We greet our family members with hugs. So
Yeah,
I feel like that's
we're
another
big
one.
huggers.
Right? And then even like just so the fact that like when you cuddle, when you're sad, you want to cuddle with your buddy. And it's like that makes you feel a little better, because it makes you feel like I'm safe and warm and I'm comfortable. No words need to be said, even if you're Netflix and chilling.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then receiving gifts is thoughtfulness, make your spouse a priority, and speak purposefully. So I think with receiving gifts, women always assume that they should be the ones on the receiving end, but then some women I've seen forget to give a gift to their spouse.
Yeah, 100%. Like I know women have this like, and I know I'm sometimes guilty of this too. Like I feel like I don't want a gift only on occasions. Like not a gift per se, sorry. Sometimes you just want like
Flowers.
flowers randomly. But
Right.
it's like I've thought about this. I'm like, well, us women have like, okay, guys will randomly get us flowers. It's a nice gesture, but what do we do for them that's random? So I'll do things like lottery tickets, like
Me too.
chocolate, like something that like I know it's small, but
Oh,
something
so
that
you're
Tim will
trying
still
to
really
kill
like.
your boyfriend because your boyfriend's allergic to chocolate, but we'll just keep
Okay,
buying
well,
him
you know what, guys?
chocolate.
He's gonna eat the chocolate regardless, and it makes him so happy. He's like a little puppy dog when he sees like the chocolate. So,
I know.
it's like us women have to find those things too to give to men as well on a random occasion. It can't be just men giving us flowers.
I completely agree with you. Like you can buy your men flowers too to cheer them up if they're having a bad day, or you buy
Yeah,
them a shirt or something. Like my thing is for Amit is boxers and lottery tickets. So
yeah, the lottery ticket,
yeah,
same.
I buy that maybe on a monthly basis for this guy because it's like our inside joke from the first time we met.
Yeah,
So it's our thing. So definitely I agree with you on that. Quality time, uninterrupted and focused conversations, one on one time is critical. Amit is this person. Like this
yeah,
is Amit.
yeah.
And I think we forget that. Like I know more restaurants are trying to do this where you keep your phones off the table or like you don't touch your phone. And like more people are saying like let's have more of those conversations. Let's forget about social media. Let's connect and interact. And especially like when I told you guys about that dinner that I went to
Yeah.
at Cactus Club and that couple, like how unfortunate. Had that entire date could have been turned around completely. So it's like take a moment in whatever you're doing and realize for a second, wait, am I too much on my phone? Maybe I should be spending more time with the person that's sitting beside me or looking at me. Like maybe they need more from me.
Yeah, and maybe they won't feel as needy if you are giving them that attention. I know, just like Ahmed, I'm a big person like that, where at the beginning, when Tim and I started dating, it was something I had to make clear, which was, okay, we're out here for dinner. Like, please put your phone away. And now I'm like, okay, because he works on his phone all the time. I'm like, if it's work, it's okay. But if it's like social media or anything like that, big no no, because and that's when I get needy. I'm like, I need your attention. I need you to like be here present with me.
100%. I could not agree more with you.
And I wanna, sorry, was that the fifth point?
No, that's the fourth one.
Okay, okay. After you say the fifth one, I wanna say something that I thought of in the middle about the physical touch one.
Okay, okay. And then the fifth one is acts of service.
Okay.
So use action phrases like all help. They want to know you're with them, partnered with them. So basically, like, okay, one of my biggest things is this. And growing up in the South Asian community, we don't see enough of it. We don't see enough parents in the South Asian community both doing chores, both making breakfast, or like treating each other to breakfast in bed or anything like that.
Mhm.
And I like acts of service because I feel like and you probably do too, because you and I are very much alike in the sense where we go above and beyond for people we love. So
Yeah.
whether it's like something asks us to plan or do, we always go above and beyond. And it's because we want to make them happy and we want to see them smile. One thing I appreciate in my relationship is my husband is a huge person to do these things. So if he knows I hate cleaning, he knows I hate cleaning. So he knows I'll stick around, I'll try to help, and then he eventually kicks me out and says, why don't you go watch your show? Or hey, don't you have to go return this at Homesteads or like Winners? Why don't you go do that? And I will. I'll go return it, and he like, psychologically gets me out of the home, and he cleans the entire place and cleans the bathroom, and like it's all ready and clean when I get home.
Oh, what
You
a good
know,
guy. He does like to clean, so that
yeah,
helps.
yeah, and it honestly makes me feel so much at ease because he knows I hate when there's clutter. Because I get anxiety, like I can't relax. Like I feel like, oh my god, I'm surrounded by clutter, it's driving me insane. So he'll do anything in his like best interest to make sure, for my interest, that there's no clutter. I am the organized one. He's not though, but he cleans. That's his act of service, and I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think that's so important, especially with the gender roles that society kind of has set out. I know you and I don't follow those gender rules at all, and that's not how we want to kind of build our homes. But
Hmm.
yeah, there are so many things that people just expect like women to do in the house, and it's nice to come back and sometimes, see things done or see things done for us or out of the unexpectedness, not even out of the unexpectedness, it shouldn't be unexpected, it should be kind of expected, and those things should be kind of laid out right at the beginning.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's important to make sure that you guys, like, both people are treating each other equally, because then I feel like that's when women will start to be like, okay, like, I wash the dishes all the time, or I'm always doing laundry, or I'm always cleaning the house and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Raman. You're absolutely right about that point. Is that it's exactly what you said. It's like building that life together, knowing that beforehand. So if you're dating someone currently and you don't already, like, if you haven't gone and spent a night together, like, even if you're someone, I'm not saying you have to be physical with each other to spend a night. I mean, like, like driving up somewhere far to like Blue Mountain or wherever, doing a road trip, spending the evening with them into the full day the next day. You won't really know how someone is or what their lifestyle is until you actually spend a whole 24 hours with them.
Yeah.
Because how do you
Yeah.
ever know how somebody is, right? One person can be some way during the dinner date, hiking, or like maybe playing mini golf, but
Mhm.
really you don't get down to the nitty gritty. How does this person leave the restroom after they like brush their teeth and stuff? How do they put their clothes? Are they organized? Are they dirty? Do they help clean? Like, if those things are important to you, then that's something you should like invest time into looking at before you settle down with someone.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm looking at my screen right now, and so not last night. Okay, so this is a conversation I literally just had with Tim yesterday. So I started watching Sex Life. Have you seen it?
Oh my gosh, yes. I've been
Okay,
telling
listen,
you to
don't talk
watch it.
about it. Don't talk about it. I'm only on episode 4. But basically, like, I was telling, so Tim called me in the middle of the show, and I was like, oh, I'm watching this show. I decided to give it a shot, and it's actually pretty good so far.
Hmm.
And so do recommend it so far to everybody if you haven't seen it. But basically, I was telling, Tim thinks it's just a show about sex. So I was kind of giving him a little 411. And hopefully, this is not too much of a spoiler alert because it's kind of right in the beginning, like first and second episode.
Yeah.
But how her husband is not giving her kind of that like physical attention. And yes, she's a mom of, 2 kids now, but she has needs, and she says like he hasn't gone down on her in like 18 months.
Hmm.
And Tim's like, "Oh, she wants to be a hoe." I'm like, "No, she probably doesn't want to be a hoe, but her husband is not giving her the attention, and she has this need, and literally like she is needing this like great
Passion
sex, passion, sex, attention
after
as a
kids.
woman. Like as a woman, right? Like we need kind of we're saying we're needy and we need that love and we need that attention, and it can't be just like, okay, great, I'm having like, like I don't want to spoil
Morning
it too much, but
sex.
basically he's not giving her the attention that she clearly needs, and now it's causing her to think about all these other things. And she's needing that passion right now. So like I'm watching this and I'm like, I get
I
it
feel
though. Like
you. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know where her actions are going to lead her because I'm not at that part of the show
Oh.
yet. So but I kind of have a feeling because the way it's going so far. But I almost like understand her right now. I'm like, why isn't her husband like giving her attention? I know like he's a good husband and he's kind of doing like, never looks at another woman and stuff like that. But she needs that attention too.
So, okay. So I have to say something. I don't know if it's attention. My thing for this show is this. And right away when I watched it, this is how I felt. I don't remember if it was Cosmopolitan magazine or what when I was younger in my like early
Probably was
20s.
Cosmo used to do all those
Yeah,
like top 10 things you should like whatever.
right? So I'm wondering if it was or someone talked to me and said it. But basically, whoever, whatever, I always knew that when you're gonna have your partner and you're gonna have sexual relations, that's when you need to communicate what you like and don't like. And someone said that is the worst time to go quiet is with the partner you're gonna spend the rest of
Mm,
your life with. You communicate to the point that like this is too rough, or I want more rough, or I want this and I want that, because it's the most intimate thing you'll ever share with anybody. That you look into each other's souls, basically.
that
That's
is
what
true.
right? So I think her problem is she doesn't know how to express and communicate what she wants. And I think
Hmm.
he isn't willing to listen or reciprocate. And that's the problem. She just wants someone who can make it happen. But you got to
Yeah.
put in work with like every other relationship. And I begin to hate her, and you probably will throughout the show too, because it's like, you dumb bee. Like, why don't you just open up your
That's
mouth
true. I actually
and
haven't heard
express?
try to have an open conversation with him once. Actually, no, she tried once. Like, remember, she was like, "Can we talk about what you saw this morning?" And he was
But
like, "No."
that's because he read her journal. That's She's
Yeah.
now caught in the act, and now she wants to defend herself.
Yeah, that's
That's
true. You're right.
different.
You're right. I
That
have not seen her talk once about her feelings and what she actually
Yeah,
wants.
and this is your partner. You have two children together. Like,
Yeah.
why aren't you communicating what you like in bed already?
Yeah. And I think that goes to like everything in now that I'm thinking about it in all of our aspects of our life. Like if you're needing something but you're not communicating it to your partner, how do you expect them to ever know?
They're not mind readers. Men are
Yeah.
definitely not mind
Men are
readers.
thinking about like food and cupcakes and video games. If that's what they're thinking about, if you think they're thinking about like how to
Yeah,
make you, you
and
know,
they're horny 24/7. So
yeah.
like they don't care how they get it and when they get it, but like they're horny. We
Yeah.
as women, we're more passionate in that sense. Like we like a good time in different ways. We're all different lovers. But that doesn't mean we don't have needs. 100% we have needs. But they'll never know if they're doing it right or wrong unless you communicate it. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong. You can tell your man he looks good in a shirt or bad in a shirt. Then why can't you tell him that he's fingering you wrong or fingering you right?
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Even like if it's just things that will make you happy in your everyday life, if you're like, you know, like for example, with Tim, he wasn't a very like flowers kind of person. It was something I had to tell him, like that I like getting flowers. Cause I know that not all women like getting flowers. I've like heard women say like,
It's a
no,
good
it's a
point.
waste. I don't like it. They just die anyways. And I still like them. So I feel like for me, it was something I did have to tell him like, hey, I don't like getting flowers only on occasions or whenever, you fucked up and you're trying to make it up with like it shouldn't only be like when like you're like I'm mad at you. It should be like on happy occasions too, like on a random Tuesday or something like that. So it was something I had to communicate, and I do feel like those are the little needy things that probably will make turn my day around or make me happy. But if I didn't tell him, like honestly, then I would be just sitting there wondering, like, I want this, and just like cry about not getting it. So
Yeah,
you're right. You do have to voice what you want, whether it's, like a date night once a week, making sure that you're not using your phone at the dinner table, whether it's whatever it is you're needing, whether it's physical or emotional or materialistic, whatever it is,
Yeah.
if you don't voice what you need, you're never going to get it.
No, and that was a perfect example. Like the one you had said is that, you had expressed to him, and I'm sure he reciprocated. He would have never known had you told
Mhm.
him that, right?
Yeah.
Like I told Amit the weight of my heart when I'm sad isn't flowers, but it's like a scoop from Baskin Robbins, Jamocha.
Yeah.
So and Amit has always delivered that, and it's like he would have never known something like that. Like mine is out of the world, like yours is like something that people would think of. Mine is not something someone would think of.
Yeah. Like, how do you know this?
And one of my biggest pet peeves is like, and by the way, I do want to address that. Like, we might be talking about our male partners, and we understand that others may have other different partners. It's just we can't, we've never been in a relationship like that. So that's why we only speak to what we know, right?
Yeah.
So if you're hearing us say our guys or males, it's mainly because of that fact. So please, if you want to share your story, please do because we want to hear it. But we'd love
Absolutely.
to hear like what other people go through in their different types of partners, But even so, the fact that like Amit has even had to tell me certain things, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I actually don't like when you do. Like I'm trying to think of something he told me a couple months ago. To give a proper example here and expose his ass, but I okay, yes, I have a habit of treating Amit like a child in the grocery store. So I like going grocery shopping because it's like very peaceful for me and it's like relaxing. I walk through the aisles, I get my steps in. I like to like walk thoroughly through a Costco, thoroughly through Fortino's, and I feel good. Like I like it. It's my like de-stressor time. Especially because during the pandemic I couldn't go to Winners, so this was my replacement.
Yeah.
And Amit comes with me sometimes, and it's like really annoying that he comes with me. So then I'm like, okay, you can come to the grocery store with me.
But you
And he
need him to
comes.
pick up the groceries for you
But
after.
that's different, babe. That's like when I'm parked in the driveway and he comes and gets the groceries, not doing the deed, okay? So then we go grocery shopping and then he'll like I mean wants to pick up the dumbest things sometimes, okay? Like he wants to pick up the Doritos or he wants to pick up like the candy and whatever. And like I guess it's because I'm not a fan that I say no. Or I just don't I think about his health and I think about like, oh my God, we're trying to be healthy, like what the hell are you doing? So or I'm gonna sit there and eat it all. So I go, no. And so a couple months ago, it was like, all you say is no to me in the grocery store. And it's really upsetting. And I looked at him and I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. And I would have never known that impacted him. And he was like, yeah. He's like, you treat me like a naya.
Oh.
Yeah, so I felt bad. And I was like, okay, so now when we went to Costco together a couple like weeks ago, and I was like, I almost said no to four things. And I stayed quiet. I'm like, sure, babe. Sure, babe. Sure. It was like
Oh.
almost yes day. Even though I knew he didn't need this, I was like, sure. Even though I knew he wasn't going to eat it, I was like, sure.
That's so funny. That's so
Yeah.
funny. But you
So,
know what? Sometimes, yeah, you have to like accommodate the other person.
mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone has different types of needs, and you just have to be willing to be open, listen, and reciprocate, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, we hope that this helps you become needier or less needy and be able to communicate your needs to your partner.
And also to not think of like neediness as a bad thing. I don't think it's bad to be needy. I think as human beings and as women and even men, we all have needs and we do need needs fulfilled because we're not out here walking like zombies trying to just like live. We're trying to live the life that we want to live. So, if you have needs, you want them, don't be afraid to be needy. How many times, Alicia, do I say I'm a needy best friend?
All the time.
Gosh, I actually say this all the time to like Alicia, to Pika. I'm always just like, listen, I'm a needy best friend. Like I need attention.
But
I,
see,
like
I
even
can understand it because I am too.
yeah, like even not just with our partners, but even with our best friends, like we're super needy. It's just like, you have your man to like do everything else with, but sometimes you need your girl to like talk shit with or like, just rant about
100%.
and stuff like that. So I'm constantly saying I'm a needy best friend and I am not ashamed of it. I say it with pride. I'm like, that means I love you. Like, if I
Exactly,
need
because
you, I love you.
100%. And it's kind of funny you say that because if you didn't say that, how would I know? I would think if I call you all the time, I'm bugging you. But like,
Yeah,
I'm not.
no, no,
You love the calls.
I'm
You'll
needy.
take them.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
needy. I need it.
And okay, so speaking of needy people, I have to add this. My brother is 21, okay?
Yeah,
And I can say this because he totally doesn't listen to our podcast. So he's 21.
until he does. Oh, you just like blinked out, but you're
Yes,
back.
I got a phone call. Okay, so he's so needy to the point that like he acts all cool that he doesn't need anyone, but when it comes to his mother, he is so needy. Like my
Hmm?
brother sometimes needs like love from my mom. So if he hasn't talked to her
Well,
all weekend or hasn't like gone and gotten hugs or got a good real conversation out of her, he goes and he starts like picking at her. So like, why don't you love me anymore? Like, don't you love me?
oh,
Like, mom, hello, hello. And he becomes this annoying person just because he needs to know she loves him.
oh my God. That's, you know what? Yeah, sometimes you need your mama.
Yeah, so hey,
Yeah,
sometimes you just need someone, right? Somebody you love.
yeah, 100%. You know what? We're needy and we know it and we are proud. So if you're needy, it's completely okay. We're not here to judge you. Whoever is judging you, fuck them. They're probably
Hmm.
needy too.
And it's not a
But
weakness.
not a weakness at all. I mean, obviously, there is a such thing as too needy. You do need to give people their space too. You can't be like, you need to talk to me at every free moment that you have. But, it is okay to have expectations and want things done in a certain way. So, thank you everyone for listening to us today and our neediness. And, if you have any particular stories, as always, you can email us at ramanandalysha@gmail.com. And if you're
Definitely.
not following us on social media already, you can follow us on our Instagram account at Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.